Hi, it's Anne from the Useless Crafter. So, I got so many questions on actually how I did my sign, not how to apply the acrylic, but actually creating the sign in Design Space. So, this is the welcome sign for our one of our favorite teachers. But anyway, I've listed here all the fonts that are used, but I really like to mix up my fonts. So, for instance, the word welcome is De Sayanti, I'm guessing on that. I did pay for this font because I just loved it and I thought it was worth it. It was on fontbundles.net. They have a ton of free fonts that I use all the time. So I only get my fonts. Well, actually, I get my fonts from three places. My main ones are free from DeFont and fontbundles.net. I always check them. I like fontbundles.net because when I'm not looking for something in particular, I go on there to get ideas, and they're always adding beautiful free fonts. I go on DeFont when I'm looking for something specific, right? And then occasionally I buy fonts on Etsy, but I don't like it because it's not a real font. Like I can't just type it in. These are when I buy fonts on Etsy, they're images, right? So like I have to upload the A and upload the B, and I don't like that. So anyway, I only use that when it's like super, super specific. I've done it maybe a handful of times. One time was for Pokemon, for instance, right? It's very specific. I couldn't find it anywhere, but every letter that I used had to be uploaded. So when I did happy birthday, I mean, granted, I didn't have to upload the P twice, right? You just duplicate, but I had to upload the H, the A, the P, the Y. You get it. Okay, so first thing that I do is I always do the shape of my acrylic sign so that I get a feel for the the font size that I want and all that other good stuff. So I already brought in a square. My square is 20 by 32. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to unlock my square. And then I want the width to be 32 and the length to be 20. Okay, so there is mine. And I'm just going to move that like that so you can see it a little bit better. I do like to make it white just so that it's more true to what you're used to seeing with the acrylic. But that's just personal preference. Okay, so let's go over this. Um, the word welcome is Desayanti. So let's go to text, and it's already on Desayanti. So you type in welcome. It would help if I typed it in correctly, and also the and sign. Okay, so where are you? Where did you pop in? Did it not pop in anywhere? Am I not seeing it anywhere? There's my font. How come it's not coming in? That's so weird. All right, let's try something else. Let's try, what was the other font? Delissa. Okay. Okay, so this font is super pretty. It was super delicate and whimsy. So let's type in Mariella. Okay, so I think this one's typing. Oh, there it is. And Jesus. Okay, and let's make it super big so that we can see it. So it comes in like this. Oops. Clearly, it does not look anything like my sign up here, right? So let's just make it really big. I think this is called kerning. For whatever reason, Design Space does not do it. I sometimes will use font pad. So I'll show you what that looks like. So here, but sometimes mine is working kind of funky and I couldn't do it. But let me show you if you open up, I do have, so you look for your font, you double click on it, and see it automatically welds it for you. Or not welds it, but but puts it together for you. So like, here's my welcome, right? So what I would do is I would type out most of my stuff here, and then I go to save as, and then I'm going to upload it over here into Design Space. This is a free thing. So if you Google Font Lab Pad, you can go and install it. But for this one, what you would do is if you don't want to do it that way, you would go to letter space and you're going to why isn't this working? Okay, so click on the name. Okay, and then go to letter space and we're going to decrease it. And there, you see how it's starting to decrease? You can do that. And then eventually what I do is when I get it close enough, which let's just say it's now, you go and ungroup the name. And we're now going to move each individual letter over. Now, if you hit the shift key and you move it over, oh my gosh, it's so slow today. I'm sorry. What is going on here? You're going to individually move over each letter. And it's a little frozen right now. Okay, here we go. And let me make this bigger so we can see it. And when I do this, I make it really big so that I can see exactly where I'm connecting things. So I want it to connect like that. This one I'm going to move over like this. And you can kind of play around with where you want this to, for this to go. Come on. So you can put it there, you can put it there, you can kind of play around with it. And then once you like it, you grab the whole thing and you weld it. So I'm going to weld it just for now, even though this may not look exactly the way I did it. And let me show you what else we had. So then I'm a big fan of mixing fonts, as you can tell, but also mixing fonts within the same name and word. So I liked this little ampersand from, which one did I use? Oh, from Desayanti. So go to text and let's bring up that other font. I wish I could pronounce this a little bit more like rolls off the tongue. Okay, so we know we want the ampersand and as well as the word welcome. Okay. And we're going to make this really big so we can see it. Okay, and then I'm going to ungroup and I'm going to bring this little guy over. Oops. Okay, and I'm going to make this big again so we can kind of just see this part right here. Okay, and you can make this, more size appropriate, however you want to do it. I don't even remember. It took me a long time. Like I look at it for a couple days before I put everything together on the board and then I look at it. But all right, so let's go over here and finish this one and then we'll compare and see how close I got to my original. But you could totally play with this. And this font, it cut beautifully on my metallic vinyl. It's from Cricut, which I hear a lot of people complaining, but I use their products a lot and I'm not paid by them. So, and I like it. I have the maker. I did have to cut twice. So what I did is, when you send it in, you hit the C. And then when it's done cutting, you're supposed to hit the arrow button for it to feed back out, the mat out. I hit the C again. So it cuts exactly where it did before. And so it's just a deeper cut. And I find that works really well for me. Okay, so here we have this. And let's go back and see how I did the original sign. Oh, okay. So you see the J doesn't come with this little thing, but I wanted it all to connect. So I remember what I did now. Okay, stick with me. We're going to go to text. We want the other font, Delissa. Okay, and I think let's get the L in there. And you're just going to laugh when you see all the stuff that I do to get this font. Okay, so we're going to move it over here. I need another one of these squares. So I'm just going to duplicate this because we're going to slice. So if you notice that L, hold on, I know, I'm sorry. This is like so much going on right now. Okay, so here's my square. Here's my L. I'm going to make my L really big once I move it over here. Okay, so you notice that little line right here? I want that so that I can add to my J right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your square over where you want that, what you want cut. All right, and then I'm going to pick up the square as soon as my computer wants to do it. Okay, pick up the square as well as the L, and I'm going to slice. You can slice two things at one time, and that's it. So I don't need this. Here's my little guy, and then I don't need this L. You can use, they're both the same. I'm going to delete this one. Okay, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so we can see, okay? And this might be too big. I might need to slice it again. But I'm just going to show you so you get an idea of what I was, oh, come on. So you get an idea of what I was doing. It's so slow right now. Oh my goodness. Okay. So you see I did that. So what I would do is I would now go take that square again and slice off right here. So I just need to make this, oh, you know what? We don't need to do that. What am I thinking? Let's just unlock this and make it smaller. Okay, now it's too small. Let's make it bigger. Perfect. Okay, there you have it. Now you might want to make this smaller, bigger, whatever. Maybe move this a little bit. I don't remember how I had it, but grab the whole thing and weld. Now don't weld until you're happy with it because you can't really unweld. You can go back, but then if you go do other things, you can't unweld it and you gotta start all over. So don't weld it. I would attach it until you're ready to weld it, okay? So let's bring this guy over and see how well I did the second time. Now I love this sign and I gave it to the teacher already, so I don't have it with me. But let's see. So I made this a little bit smaller. Let's see how close I got to it. I didn't do too badly, right? I mean, it's still, let's see how big this is. This is 23.5 long. So let me make, oh, okay. So it's not the same. 23.5 by 8. So what did I do? I probably did the J a little bit lower or something like that. Oh, I moved the L higher. So you kind of see, but that's how I did the name. This little wisp of the L and the J right here was so delicate and so beautiful in that gold metallic vinyl. All right. Okay, so that was one big thing. Let me see what else I did. The welcome sign. Okay, so the welcome portion. So I already ungrouped this. So let's just move this over. And I'm obviously winging it, like going way faster than I would if this was a sign that I'm actually really making because I really want everything to be perfect, I guess. Okay, so you have your welcome. Now, if you notice, I have the two little swooshes here and here, that's from I Love Glitter. So we're, I like to really mix up my fonts and make it, I don't know, I feel like it's very custom that way and it looks mm, more cohesive with everything because it's a little bit of everything that works well together. So I Love Glitter, use that font, go to text. Come on, where's my text? Okay, here we go. And it's the bracket. So it's the one to the right of the letter P. So it's the left bracket as well as the right bracket. Okay. And then that's all I want. Let me make this a little bit smaller so we don't have to scroll so much. Okay, so where are my little things? So let's make this bigger. So, hold on. Okay, here we go. So I made these obviously a lot thinner. So just make it back smaller until you get to the thickness that you want. Let's just say it's that. We'll ungroup it. What happened to my E here? What the heck? Oh, somehow that changed to the I Love Glitter font. Okay, so let me go back, change it to the font that it's supposed to be. Okay, I was like, what? Okay, and then I just add my little swooshes to the tip of the letter. And there's the word welcome. Okay, and then to our wedding and the date, that is just a Cricut access font. So Malgun, let's go to text. Ooh, I don't remember which one I did. I think it's just this one. Okay, so let's do to our wedding. Okay. You can make it bigger. But you can see this is starting to come together, right? So let's grab this. Let me move this. Okay. Let's let's attach this so that it moves as one item and not, we got to move everything over. Okay, so let's move this sign over. We have welcome. We have to our wedding. And I'm not going to do the date because the date is the same thing as the word to our wedding, but I want to show you the other thing that I do. So I think I moved this. So this looks like it's a little bit too big, right? Because we don't even have space for the date. So you could just grab everything. Like if you like the way everything is together, then you could grab all three of these and just make it smaller. Okay, then there's room for the date. Now, the other thing that I do is I grab everything, the rectangle and all the words, and then I go to align, and I'm going to align center. So now everything is centered down the middle. And that's it. So I hope this got you far enough so that you can use your own fonts or you can use the same fonts, but update your names. I love this sign. I did white paint on the back and then the gold metallic font on the front, and it was just gorgeous. And I plopped it outside in my yard with the flowers behind it, and it loved it. But let me show you kind of what it looks like because I have another one. Very similar, but this is a graduation sign. So it says, and so our adventure begins. I mean, this is technically also another wedding sign, but I'm using it for graduation. And then did the ribbon with iron on here. So you could do that to make it more graduation appropriate. But you can see this, this font and this lettering. This is the same material as the one I used, but this is like a baby blue, light blue, tealish. color. So pretty. Okay, thanks guys. Please, as always, just text, I always want to say text me, comment, email, let me know what you're looking for and I can definitely help out. All right, bye.